Hello everyone, I'm here with a new flip-through video. I ended my last one for Canada at the end of night one in Toronto / start of day two because this was our hotel. And since they faced each other, I wanted to end with that one. So this was the end of that, and we really start sort of our out and about stuff on the next layout. All right, so here we start with day two. We went to Old City Hall first, so you can see all those photos here. It's a beautiful building. I wanted to keep it simple because there's a lot of colors and things happening here. The building is quite ornate and beautiful. That should be the focus. So I just used a wood veneer here. This is from an Allie Edwards set in the past of her travel releases. And then I had this card, and at first I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do with that because I generally don't like cards that are like this. What we've done, what we're going to do, but it actually worked out well in this instance because I could talk about this, and then we knew we had a plan that we were going to go to Nathan Phillips Square, and then there is Eaton Center, which is a mall that's right by there, so we knew we were going to go in and grab something for breakfast. As you can see here, I did put a little bit of washi down there just to match this sign in the blue that I had going up here. On this side, I wanted to play up the pink that was in my friend's cardigan there. So I have that featured in several places. I have this piece of ephemera up here. There we go. And then I chose a pink background, worked some in here too, and then really just tried to go with the gray and white as neutrals because those did appear in all the photos here. And then this is actually a back-to-back layout because this and these are the same area. They're just different shots. So my friend was in the shot on the other side. We're actually both in this one. I used some acrylic pieces I had of glasses because I was like, what else am I going to do with those, really? It worked out well to have the title be Look Around. We both wear glasses. They match what we're wearing. So I figured serendipity, I should do it. And I just have some miscellaneous shots from that same area. I loved this one, that it was a circle. It's a unique perspective, so I definitely wanted to put that in there. And then again, I worked in the pink because pink and blue don't clash necessarily, but it's just a very bright pink. And so I thought, okay, if I have these things that would match, I'm going to use them. And then the next thing I have is my back-to-back map inserts. And I did do a process video of this. They are two separate maps, so you're not seeing like the same map cut in half. They were different maps, and I just chose what I wanted to be featured and did them back to back. So on this one, I showed part of the walking tour that we did. So the spots that worked on this map are these four right here. And then on this side, these are all the other spots that we hit as part of that tour. And then also our hotel, because it was actually on this map. It says One King West right there. So I thought that was pretty cool to be able to feature that too. And luckily I had all of these puffy stickers in the different colors from an old sticker sheet I had from Feed Your Craft, and they were just sitting around because I don't use this shape a lot. And I was like, well, here's a perfect way to use those, get them out of my stash. Otherwise they're just sitting there, so why not? And then we were on to the next stop on our tour. This was Water Park Place. We went in underground to pick up the pathway that would lead us around the city. And it just so happened that they had these cool flower arrangements in the fountains there. And so I had to take some pictures of those. I used some butterfly embellishments that I had. And then here, I just wanted to work in some green, really. So just using an asterisk, just kind of highlight this here. It worked really well. And then as we walked around the paths a little bit more, we came up here, which is the Alan Lambert Galleria. It is part of Brookfield Place, I believe it's called. It's kind of another indoor mall complex area. But this was specially built by the architect Santiago Calatrava. And it's supposed to resemble a forest canopy. And you can totally see that here. So if that was his goal, it worked. You can definitely see it. And the inside was just beautiful with the light coming in. So I took lots of pictures. I had to tone it down and decided one layout. That's all I needed. And because everything was so beautiful, I just stuck to this kind of aqua turquoisey color that was very light. And so I chose this card, did a little splattering, a chipboard star, very simple. And then down here, all I did was ink splatter on this one. Didn't need to journal since I did that here. And then another star. And later in the tour, we were walking towards St. Lawrence Market. And in order to get there, you have to pass this very interesting park. It has sculptures of dogs all around this fountain. And then on top, that's a bone. It might be hard to see there. Trust me, it's a bone. I'll zoom in if I can so you can see it a little better maybe. Yeah, so a very unique thing to Toronto. I was not aware that was even there. So that's another great reason to take this tour, because otherwise we never would have found that on our own, I'm sure. And then actually, as part of this, they have one little cat. Otherwise, everything else is dogs. And since I'm a cat person, I had to make sure the cat got in there. And then very close to there were some unique buildings that we passed as well. So this is just painted on the side of one, but it looks completely 3D. And I've never seen anything quite like that. So I thought, all right, have to feature that. So I got that in there. And luckily, these worked out to be suitable to a square configuration. So I was able to use these 4x4s. And I just did my journaling there, talked about our tour, used this one little piece of ephemera I had. And then I didn't do anything with these photos because they're great all on their own. And then inside the market, that was where we ended. And by that point, we had been out all day. We started very early in the morning, did our own walking and our own exploring. Then we took the tour. So we were kind of done for the day. So I don't have a lot of pictures from the market. So it worked out well. I just put these into a little collage. And I think I did it in Project Life. So I just did it through there and then printed it out. So really, I only got 2. So it is what it is. I don't think we even bought anything in there. I think we just kind of made like one circle around the market to see what they had, and we were out. You can see I did some chipboard words there to make a phrase, and I just did a label and put St. Lawrence Market, and that was good enough. And then on the way back, we knew that St. James was on the way. And so we're like, okay, when our tour's done, we're going to pop in there and just see it real quick. Well, that didn't work out really as planned. They had something going on at the time that we showed up. So we could kind of, see the processional from out here, but then we felt like it would be rude to go into the church when they're clearly like having a service or something was happening. And so we just chose not to go in to the inside and just said, okay, we're calling it good. We're going to go back to our hotel now. We did rest in the hotel for a little bit. I did a little bit of work between that time and dinner. And then we kind of just looked online and found some things that had some good ratings that were within walking distance. We thought if it's about a 6 or 7 block radius, anything within that perimeter is probably fine, that we can get ourselves there and get back without too much hassle, even though our legs were very, very tired. And so we settled on Moxie's, and I think it was about 5 blocks, if I remember right, from our hotel, not super far. We figured that was about all we could handle. So we got ourselves over there. We had lovely, lovely drinks, very inventive and different stuff that we haven't really seen at home. So that's great. I had a lemon basil salmon and it was spectacular. So I wanted to feature that. Plus the colors just look really nice in there. And then I had a sweet treat for dessert. So it worked out well that I had this puffy sticker that said sweet. And once we got back from dinner, it was quite late. We were both tired. We just zonked out because we knew we had to be up early to catch our train because we were going from Toronto to Ottawa. So I did do this, even though it's technically the next day. We're still in Toronto. So I put this in there, but you can see the big Union Station sign. A pretty statue, very interesting, that was out front. This I actually took from a 3x4 card from a Canada set I bought, and I fussy cut around it because I didn't like the background was just all white. It was kind of boring. I thought this would be more visually interesting to do it this way, and I didn't have a lot of white in here either, so it felt distracting. So this seemed better to me to have a more neutral background. I did a little bit of ink splattering, a little bit of journaling. It's not rocket science. And then down here, I just used half of a tab that I had, or a label, that matched this blue here. And I just did a black star to match the letters here. So that was it for day 2 of Toronto. Then we were off to Ottawa. So now Toronto is finished. So I have Ottawa next. Our third city was Quebec City. And then lastly was Montreal. So that lets you know kind of what's coming in the future. But for now, Toronto is done. Thanks for watching.